Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this week I am going to do the part 2 of the story time I did last week. I got arrested story time. So if you haven't seen it, you should probably go back and watch that first, come back and see this. And if you have, let's just get straight into today's video. So after being at the police station for 6 to 8 hours, I was allowed to leave. I was to go, and I thought, you know what, that would be the end of it. This situation is behind me. So I went straight to my friend's place. Shout out to my girl, she knows herself. Much love. Always going to appreciate you for that particular moment in time in my life. I mean, you've been around through several situations. We have a few dead bodies between us, but that particular time in my life, you being there for me meant so much. So big ups to you, T. That being said, yeah, I went to stay with my friend. And during that time, I was, I was going through it because, come on, like, I'd just been arrested, never experienced such a thing in my life, never thought I'd be in such a situation. After I had actually left my friends, I get an email from the arresting officer, and I'm like, whoa, like, isn't that like in the past now? Like, why is he messaging me? Maybe he liked me, he wanted to take me out on a date, asking me because those girls, Rosalina and Kat, were pressing charges. What? What? They had no right to press charges anyway because I only acted in self-defense. I thought these girls had better things to do with their lives, but clearly they were so freaking obsessed with me that they had to go to the extent where they had to press charges. So anyway, I'm on the phone with the PC. And he's like, yeah, they pressing charges. And I'm like, pressing charges for what? I'm dealing with anxiety from this thing. Hello? Like, if anything, I should be the one pressing charges. I thought about pressing charges a few times. And I was like, you know what? They're not worth my energy, right? So I'm not going to give them my time and my energy and, slow down my healing process because I have an obsession and a crazy vendetta. Like, no. But clearly they did. So he says they're pressing charges for common assault. Common assault, really. And I mean, at first it was laughable. Then I had to think, like, whoa, like, I just applied for like a local authority job. They do DBS checks. If I pled guilty to this, or I was found guilty for this, like, that is gonna tarnish my, my image and my I don't know what the right word to use, but basically my character reference. If you're applying for local authority jobs and a lot of jobs that you'd be around like vulnerable people, you need to have a clean DBS. So basically clean criminal records, all of that stuff. Common assault, it's probably not that serious, but it will flag up as check, and it can and it probably will prevent you from getting certain jobs. For me, it's like a really deep root. I don't know if they thought about what they were doing, but for you to really wait that long, sit down and ponder over it, and then say, yeah, I'm gonna destroy this girl, like, it's mad. And before anyone starts to say, well, don't you think when you were beating her up it wasn't mad? Well, I don't think I just woke up and just started beating someone up. First of all, they antagonized and then they attacked me and then I responded. Like, if you can't handle the heat, don't step in the kitchen. That's all I have to say. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't go and antagonize them because you're gonna get what you asked for. I don't care about their trauma. At the end of the day, I was someone minding my own business and I was being civil, and they brought themselves. They brought themselves and I helped them. They were fiending. Like, they were yearning for my attention and I gave it to them. I'm not pleading guilty for this. There's no way I'm pleading guilty for it. So what's the next stage? And he was like, the PC that is, he was like, if you're not going to plead guilty for this, then you're going to have to take this to court. And I was like, yeah, let's do that. Let's take this to court. And before I came to that decision, luckily my mom came to the UK from Ghana at that time to be with me, and it was just perfect timing. Like, I needed her because my mom is very prayerful. She's such a good support system. Like, I love that woman. I was going through it, and she was the closest person to me at the time that could see what I was going through. She would pray, and she sat me down one day and she said, Markella, like, do you honestly think you're guilty of common assault? And I sat down, I thought for a minute, and I said, Mom, I was angry. I acted in anger, but I acted from a place of defense because they attacked me. Self-defense is not the same as assault. If someone is coming at you, you do what you have to do to protect yourself and to try and ward them off. And that's what I did. And she said, okay, so if you feel like you didn't assault them, protecting yourself, then don't plead guilty. So I told the police officer that I'm not pleading guilty. And so he was like, okay, you have to get a lawyer. Luckily, the state provides a lawyer. So I got a state lawyer. So from the time that I put my plea in as not guilty to court was actually a year and a half. There were 2 times that we tried to go get to court, and then it got rescheduled because the court system is actually quite busy in this country. So, and to be honest, they're probably looking at our case and it's just like, this is such a waste of time, like it's so not necessary. And so they just kept on pushing it back until there was a day where it wasn't so busy. Anyway, now we're in court, present day. We go into court, the girls show up, and there's me in court. Rosalina was the only one pressing charges, and Catalina was acting as a witness for Rosalina. Rosalina stated her case, lied through her teeth. This girl said that I never messaged her. I mean, why'd you tell a bold-faced lie like that about how I never messaged you? Like, you do know that, like, there's evidence there, like, there's screenshots to show that, like, I messaged you. Like, it's there. So there's no point lying because they gonna catch you out on your lie. Anyway, but she still told a bold-faced lie. Then she also said that, what's it called? I never knocked before entering the room. So basically I was trespassing. Like, this girl had sat down and thought about the lies she could say to just tarnish my image and make me lose that case. She talked about how I touched her stuff and then I messed up everything in her room and stuff. Then she talked about how the speaker, she was charging me her speakers that were damaged, that I grabbed that and I messed up her speakers. So basically this was actually like a moment to milk cash out of me, which is hilarious. How you gonna lie that I broke your boyfriend's chain and I messed up your speaker? So not only are you trying to like charge me to get a criminal record, like your boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, whatever the hell you guys are, but you want to take money out of me? Like, these girls had the nerve, the guts. Like sometimes when I think about it, I'm just like, wow, you didn't make that much money, like working as a barista, so you have to come and get money from me? Come on now. I know it gets hard out here, but like lying that I ruined stuff just to get extra money so you can get to your boyfriend who would take that money to go and take another girl out on a date. Oh yeah, your ex was cheating on you, by the way. And I know this information. Well, she knows how I know this information. I'm not going to go into how I know this info. But yeah, your man was cheating on you a lot. But anyway, I digress. Wow. Long story short, she told a bunch of lies on the stand. I thought they would have rehearsed this, but for some reason, Rosalina, she said, yeah, Markella messaged Rosalina. Rosalina showed me the message. So there alone is like evidence that she did see the message and she did ignore me. They asked Kat, did Markella barge into the room? And Kat was like, no, she knocked and then we let her in. Then they asked Kat, did Markella touch the radio? No. Did the stereo, the music player? No, Markella didn't touch it. I did not see her touch it. And I was just like, it's either these people are dumber than I thought, or my mom's prayers allowed this girl to actually tell the truth. All I know is God is good, because these girls really tried to break me, and now I can tell the story laughing, but at that time it wasn't funny. Like, the judge looked serious, the lawyers looked serious, my situation looked really serious. Do you understand? Like, that could have been it for me. I could have been my future in like social work, or like would have been done. And God was like, no. Like, I honestly, to be honest, I left it all up to him. Like, I was like, God, like, I don't know how I'm coming out of this situation. I really don't. And my lawyer was like, it's 50-50 here. Like, for me, I just didn't want a charge. My lawyer was talking like, we can get you the lowest charge. That's what her language was. I was like, I don't want any charge. Like, that was where my prayer was at. Anyway, so they told their encounter, like, Rosalina lied, Kat told the truth. Then I came and, you know, my story was like the closest to the truth. So I was like, the judge just saw the evidence. They played their little video whatsoever. The judge was like, not guilty. My heart was beating when she was about to read my judgment. I was like, oh my God, this is my life here. I was like, God, like, I had to look presentable and be cool and all of that. But inside, I just know I was like, oh, I was so scared. But yeah, She said not guilty. I didn't pay nothing, no charges. I walked. The minute she said you're free to go, I jet out so quickly. I didn't have time. Like, I mean, I looked over at Lena briefly. Thank God. And right after that, my mom and I went to a restaurant to celebrate. Hey, 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 yeah. But that being said, God is good. And for me, that's my little testimony of how God has come through for me. When people ask, how do you know God is real and stuff? Like, I know, like, the lowest points in my life where, like, I feel like this is it for me. Like, there's no way I'm coming out of this. Like, there's no way. Like, I don't see, like, an end. And then I give up and surrender everything to him. Those times have been the times he's come through for me. And that's how, personally for me, my relationship with God is like. Like, maybe I could do better and I'm working better. But whenever I've needed him, like, he's always been 100% on job, like, to perfection. So yeah, that's how I managed to escape that. But yeah, and I ain't never heard from the girl since then. That's it. But to be honest, I really don't care. So that's the end of today's video. It's quite a long one. I hope you really stayed to listen to all of it. And until next time, thank you for watching. Stay safe. God is real. And yeah,